You know, when people ask me what separates those who succeed at the highest level from those who constantly feel stuck, it's not their education, it's not their background, and it's definitely not just luck. It almost always comes down to emotional intelligence, and I don't mean that in some feel-good, surface-level way. I'm talking about something foundational, something that governs how you respond to life, how you show up in relationships, how you lead, and how you handle adversity when everything feels like it's falling apart. Think about this. We are emotional creatures. Every decision we make, whether we realize it or not, is rooted in emotion. You might tell yourself it's logic, but even logic is filtered through the emotional framework of your brain. And when you don't understand your own emotional patterns, when you're reactive instead of reflective, you become a slave to triggers you haven't even identified. Emotional intelligence starts with self-awareness. That means asking yourself not just asterisk what asterisk you're feeling, but asterisk why asterisk. Why did I snap in that moment? Why do I keep procrastinating even though I know it's hurting me? Why do I shrink in that room when I have every right to take up space? When you start to investigate your emotions instead of just obeying them, you take your power back. That's when growth begins, but awareness alone isn't enough. Self-regulation is where transformation happens. It's the difference between someone who explodes under pressure and someone who breathes, centers themselves, and responds with clarity. You see, people think strength is about domination, about control over others. But the real mastery is control over asterisk yourself asterisk. The ability to pause, the discipline to stay grounded when your nervous system is screaming. That's not weakness, it's supreme power. Let me tell you something real. You will not get far in life if you don't know how to navigate relationships. And I'm not just talking about romantic ones. I'm talking about your ability to connect, to empathize, to understand what someone else is going through even if you don't agree. High emotional intelligence allows you to read the room. It lets you see beyond someone's words and into their intention. It makes you a better leader, a better partner, a better human being. Because at the end of the day, people don't remember what you said, they remember how you made them feel. And if you can be the kind of person who makes others feel seen, heard, and valued, you become unforgettable. There's a level of empathy that only comes when you stop judging your own emotions. Most people have been taught to suppress how they feel, especially the so-called negative ones. But anger, fear, sadness, these are not weaknesses. They're messengers. They're telling you where you're out of alignment, where you need healing, where you need boundaries. Ignoring them doesn't make them go away. It just gives them more power behind the scenes. Emotional intelligence invites you to listen, not suppress, to feel, not avoid, and in that space you gain clarity, because what you're willing to feel, you're able to heal. I've worked with CEO, athletes, celebrities, everyday people, and I'm telling you, the ones who win consistently are the ones who have built inner stability. Because when life gets turbulent, and it asterisk will asterisk, you don't rise to your goals, you fall to your level of emotional training. That's the truth. You can have all the talent, all the strategy in the world, but if you lose your cool under pressure, it doesn't matter. If you can't handle criticism without collapsing, you're going to play small. Emotional intelligence is your internal armor. It keeps you calm in the chaos and strong in the face of uncertainty. And don't confuse this with being passive or overly nice. That's not what this is about. This is about asterisk choice asterisk. When you're emotionally intelligent, you don't react impulsively. You asterisk choose asterisk your response. You're not at the mercy of your past or your patterns or the person who just pushed your buttons. You're rooted, and that rooting gives you freedom. The freedom to show up as your highest self, even when everything around you is trying to pull you down. So, here's what I want you to walk away with. Emotional intelligence is not optional. It's not a luxury. It's a necessity for growth, for peace, for leadership, for life. You can't master your external world until you've started to master your internal one. And the beautiful thing is, it's a skill. It's learnable, trainable, sharpenable. Like any muscle, the more you work it, the stronger it gets. And when you start to lead yourself with emotional intelligence, you'll find the world responding to you in a completely different way. Asterisk, asterisk, you want to live at a higher level, then feel at a deeper level. That's where the real power begins. Asterisk, asterisk, you can have all the intelligence in the world, you can be overflowing with talent, you can be the best at what you do. But if you can't communicate, you're invisible. I'm serious. Communication is the gateway. It's the bridge between you and everything you want. Relationships, opportunities, influence, leadership, love. It's not just about talking, it's about asterisk, connecting asterisk. It's about being understood in a world that's drowning in noise. Most people don't realize this, but the quality of your life is directly tied to the quality of your communication. That starts with how you speak to others, but it also includes how you speak to yourself. If your internal dialogue is toxic, insecure, filled with doubt or judgment, then that energy leaks out into your conversations. People feel it even if they can't explain it. You can't fake congruence. You can't fake confidence. True communication comes from alignment when your words, your tone, your body language, and your beliefs are all telling the same story. Now here's where the shift happens. Communication is not just about asterisk expression asterisk. It's about asterisk impact asterisk. It's about how what you say lands in someone else's mind, in their nervous system, in their heart. A lot of people talk, but very few actually influence. Very few asterisk move asterisk people. And the difference isn't charisma, it's clarity. It's the ability to say something simple that strikes a deep chord. And that only happens when you've done the inner work to get clear on your own values, your own truth, and your own voice. Let me ask you this. How often do you truly asterisk listen asterisk? Most people aren't listening. They're just waiting to talk. They're already scripting their reply while the other person is speaking. That's not communication, that's performance. And when people feel that, they shut down, they retreat. But when someone really listens to you, when they lean in with presence, when they reflect back what you said and meet it with empathy, don't you feel more willing to open up? That's the power of intentional listening. It builds trust, it disarms conflict, it creates space for truth. Here's a big truth that most people don't want to hear. Miscommunication is usually the result of asterisk unconscious communication asterisk. You don't know what you're really saying. Your body language contradicts your words. Your tone carries resentment even though you're using polite language. Your silence becomes a weapon, and you wonder why things aren't working. But once you become asterisk aware asterisk, once you start tuning into the nonverbal cues, the energy beneath the words, that's when you start mastering the art of communication. This applies everywhere, in your career, in your relationships, even in moments of conflict. Think about leadership. The best leaders aren't just commanding. They're communicating vision, purpose, urgency, empathy. They're painting pictures with their words. They're not just giving orders, they're transferring belief. And belief is contagious. When you speak with certainty, with emotional precision, people asterisk feel asterisk it. They follow not because they have to, but because they want to. But here's something we need to get clear on. Communication is asterisk, not asterisk, about being the loudest person in the room. It's not about dominating conversations or using big words. It's about being asterisk effective asterisk. Can you speak to the heart of the issue? Can you make someone feel seen? Can you say what others are too afraid to say, but do it in a way that's respectful and constructive? That's power, that's influence, and this isn't about being perfect. It's about being asterisk present asterisk, because the truth is, people don't respond to your words, they respond to your energy. They remember how you made them feel Were you rushed, distracted, dismissive, or were you fully there, locked in, intentional? That one decision, to actually be present in a conversation, can transform not only that moment but the entire trajectory of a relationship. Now, I know some people say, well, I'm just not a good communicator. No, that's not who you are. That's just a skill you haven't trained yet. Communication is a muscle. You build it through repetition, through feedback, through courage. You build it by daring to speak up when your voice shakes. By asking better questions, by learning how to read not just words, but emotions, patterns, and silence. And when you commit to that, when you truly dedicate yourself to becoming a master communicator, your life opens up in ways you can't even imagine. So if you're serious about growth, if you want real connection, real influence, real fulfillment, then stop treating communication like a soft skill. It's a core skill. It's the access point to every breakthrough you're chasing. Because in the end, your voice is your power, and if you don't learn to use it, the world will never truly hear you. If you really want to know what shapes a person's destiny, don't just look at what they say when things are going well, look at what they do when everything falls apart. When the plan breaks. When the unexpected shows up. That's the real test, because life, no matter how smart or skilled you are, is going to challenge you over and over again. And the one skill that separates those who break down from those who break through is problem solving. Now, I'm not talking about textbook logic or solving equations. I'm talking about that internal ability to face chaos, stare down complexity, and keep moving forward. That psychological flexibility that allows you to reframe, adapt, and create solutions under pressure. Problem solving is the engine of growth. It's the mindset that says, I may not have all the answers right now, but I trust myself to figure it out. Here's the truth. Most people aren't stuck because of their circumstances. They're stuck because of how they think about their circumstances. You can take two people, give them the exact same challenge, and get two completely different outcomes, not because of resources, but because of resourcefulness. One will crumble under the weight of the problem, convinced it's the end. The other will treat it like fuel, like a puzzle to be solved, and come out the other side stronger, wiser, more capable. That's the power of mindset. That's what problem solving is built on, not just intelligence, but the belief that every problem carries a solution. And more importantly, that you are the kind of person who can discover it. And here's where people go wrong. They wait for certainty. They wait for perfect information, perfect timing, perfect conditions. But the most powerful problem solvers. They act, they test, they fail forward because they understand that clarity is not a prerequisite for action, it's a byproduct of it. You get clear by doing by engaging with the problem, not avoiding it. Think about it. When have you grown the most in your life? Was it when everything was easy and predictable? Or was it when you were pushed, challenged, stretched, forced to dig deep and make hard decisions? Growth comes through tension, through resistance. Problem solving is growth. It forces you to think differently. It demands creativity. It sharpens your instincts. It teaches you to listen more closely to others, to reality, and to your own inner voice. And this is where philosophy and psychology intersect. At the root of every great problem solver is a mindset shaped by curiosity, not fear. By possibility, not limitation. Stoic philosophy teaches us that we don't control what happens, but we control how we respond. That's not just wisdom, that's strategy. That's how you train yourself to see through the illusion of chaos and spot the opportunity buried underneath. Let me give you an example. Think of any successful entrepreneur, innovator, leader. They didn't get there by avoiding problems. They got there by solving them, by running toward the thing most people run from. Steve Jobs didn't invent the smartphone because everything was going smoothly. He saw an asterisk problem asterisk in the way people interacted with technology, and he solved it. Over and over again, innovation is born from inconvenience, from frustration, from asterisk, something's not working, let's fix it. Asterisk, so what if you started seeing your own life the same way? What if every roadblock, every setback, every no wasn't a signal to quit, but an invitation to level up? What if you stopped seeing problems as signs that something's wrong and started seeing them as the training ground for everything that's right? You can't avoid problems, but you can train your response to them. You can build the muscle of critical thinking, emotional regulation, pattern recognition, and creative execution. You can learn to ask better questions because the quality of your life is shaped by the quality of questions you ask. Instead of why is this happening to me, ask what is this trying to teach me. Instead of how do I escape this, ask how do I evolve through this. See, most people want life to get easier, but the reality is it doesn't. You get stronger. You get more intelligent, more strategic, more composed under fire. That's what real confidence is, knowing that no matter what shows up, you've got what it takes to handle it. So if you want to be truly unstoppable, develop this one skill. Stop being the person who avoids the tough conversations, the unclear path, the messy challenge. Be the person who steps in, who investigates, who adapts, who solves. Because in a world full of people waiting for someone else to fix it, the solver becomes the leader. The solver becomes the example. The solver becomes the one others turn to. Remember this, life will test you, but it's how you solve that test that defines your future.